when you were hit on that play where you got hurt, obviously, I think you went off pretty quick.
Yeah.
Can you take us back to that moment, maybe what's going through your mind and what happened immediately after?
Yeah, it was 3 or 4 minutes off in the game, so got pinched off there. It was a weird play, and shoulder just got jammed up in the boards. It wasn't a bad hit or anything. It was a hit that I take all the time. Just my shoulder went in awkwardly, and just felt a pinch obviously there, and I didn't know what it was. So wanted to be careful with it obviously because had no idea what it was, and I was in pain, and went off, checked it out, and luckily it was best case scenario and ready to roll.
That sort of play happens a lot.
Sorry.
In the game. That sort of play probably happens 20 times.
Yeah.
Where you never really know. Sometimes you get an innocuous play and you hurt your shoulder.
Yeah.
Kind of that way, but it looked like you were in a lot of pain when you were sitting.
Yeah, it was. It was weird. I mean, I was going down the wall, and just one of those things where the glass was. Yeah, I think honestly, I don't know. It went in there differently, and shoulder got jammed. But whether it was on the glass and just had nowhere to go, or whether I was extended on it, maybe I don't know. But yeah, good to be back and feeling good.
What was more painful, the injury or missing that Toronto game? Different types of pains, but yeah.
Oh man, I mean, yeah, I don't want to miss any game, but obviously the timing of it, definitely wanted to play those guys, and hopefully have another crack at it here, and hopefully that game's not canceled, and we get a play. But we got a couple more games before then.
Is it weird watching that game and watching your current team and your old team? How
For
you
sure.
kind of take that in and what?
For sure, yeah. No, it was definitely weird just because I know everybody on the ice pretty much, right? So it's not often the case when you're watching a game. Usually, you just know your teammates, right? So it was definitely weird. Yeah.
What no Olympics and you were in the running? What were you thinking when the NHL said no, we're not sending players to the Olympics?
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge honor to be in consideration for the Olympics and just to be in that group of players. That in itself is a big honor and something that I'm proud of, and things are out of our control as players and as hockey players, I should say, when the state of kind of North America with the cases rising and obviously our game's getting canceled, but just in general the cases are crazy. So a lot goes behind it. It wasn't an easy decision, obviously, but one of those calls where it's just it was obviously the right call given the circumstances.
Does it seem odd that we're asking you questions about an actual injury instead of COVID?
Sorry, I missed the
We're
first
asking you questions about an injury.
Yeah.
Now everything is.
I know, yeah.
Everything's COVID, and somebody might actually get hurt in the game.
Yeah.
It's all COVID.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, at least for the guys who on our team, nobody's had crazy symptoms, right? So, I hope that's a sign that things are kind of coming in full circle here, and we can, put it behind us soon. But to anybody who gets it and has, bad symptoms, obviously it's never a good thing, and you wish them well, and hopefully we can continue to, dodge it for the most part as a team here coming forward.
Just to go back to the Olympics, Zach, I just wonder your thoughts on the whole. It's kind of moot, I know now, but you have a wife, you have a very young child, and potential, obviously, for that quarantine should you had caught it
Right.
over there, whatever. Was that kind of a deterrent, or did you still want to go? What were your
Sure.
thoughts kind of playing around that aspect of it?
Yeah, no, I think representing your country at the highest level is something that every player, person, whether you play hockey or any other sport, the Olympics is something that everybody strives for when you're in athletics. So if I would have the opportunity, it's something that I wouldn't take lightly, obviously. And I honestly, I didn't get to the point where I was thinking about that, just because, I wasn't a lock to make the team or anything like that. I just was focusing on the Oilers and just playing my game here. And if I got the call that I made it, then I would, obviously have to talk to my wife. But for me, I really would have wanted to go, just because, like I said, it's the pinnacle for every athlete to try to get to. And it's not just hockey; it's representing your country. So it's a very cool and special thing.
How do you look at every team? Seems like they got 4, 5, 6 guys on COVID, so that both rosters, whoever you're playing, is not rosters. But you're looking at it like, okay, it's not an advantage for either team. you're not playing against a team with
Yeah.
one guy, and it seems pretty even in a lot
Yeah.
of cases. These teams playing games.
Yeah, it's very it's weird, right? I get usually when a team we were talking about earlier, when you get the injury bug, it's not from sickness, it's from injuries, right? In this case, you could feel completely fine, but you're on the IR or on the COVID IR, I should say. So yeah, teams are different. I think that from a management perspective, it's probably nice for everybody up there to see younger guys get an opportunity and play and see what you have and see your depth and play with more players, because as you move along in the season, as you play in playoffs, you really use an expanded roster, right? So from that point, it's great for us to see everybody.
How about your little one on Christmas?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Yeah, it was great. It was great to spend time. That was the big silver lining with everything being put on hold. Aside, I got a little extra time for my shoulder, but just spend a lot of time with my wife and my son, and my brother and his fiance came out too, and that was nice, just to spend time with them. And my wife had her family, and his birthday was on the 18th, so it was great. We had a lot of family, and it's always nice to spend time with family over the holidays.
One-year-old Christmas tree? Is he looking at the lights, or how does?
Yeah, no, he loves lights. He loves lights, so he's obsessed with lights. We actually drove down Candy Cane Lane. Yeah, so he had a big. He had a lot of fun looking at it and go, ooh, like he's starting to say like dada. He says dada, it's his favorite word, which is I'm proud of. But all the lights, he loves lights. Yeah.
You played last week for the River Games?
Sorry?
Good you played the 3 post-game?
I wanted to, yeah, I definitely wanted to. So, yeah, I think I would have for sure, but just nice to get a little extra time and be over ready, right? So, but, yeah, didn't have to make that decision, which is nice.